talked about. And welcome everyone. It's Luke and Brett
Hello.
here. We are live. But Luke, one of the things that you and I were talking about last time was multi-channel. So this
Yeah.
going directly into your channel. So I can do that. You might notice the new little look of our screen. I took some time into it. We have our Instagram handles right below our pictures. And then when you're talking, we got you right here centered. Got to do some little touch up on that. Then we got me. When I say the touch up, we have the blue outline. I want to have the white outline kind of like this right here. And then we have the screen share with, I use Canva. I know you use Canva. But I upped it. But here's the
Gorgeous.
reason why. Couple things. So number one is roughly 2 or 3 weeks ago, I have a Mac Mini. I have an older Mac Mini, not a whole lot of memory, 8 GB of RAM.
Yeah.
So, but it was going really sluggish. So I get this error message. And so I'm like, okay, what does this error message mean? Let's ask ChatGPT. So ChatGPT tells me exactly what's wrong. It says, do this, 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 and this. So what would have taken me, I freed up half my disk space. So
Oh,
what
wow.
would have taken me, I would have figured out by doing Google search, and I could have figured it
Yeah.
out. But it literally, I did something. I took a screenshot. Put it in. It says, do this now. And inside of an hour, I freed up an hour disk space. So that was one of my stories. Number two is yesterday, I had to reload my operating system. And the reason why is because this production software was going wonky. It has Zoom built into it. It's integrated into it. So I
Yeah.
don't have to run Zoom. But I think what happened is that the day before, I had Zoom open and I had this open and I switched the
Yeah.
cameras and it broke something. And I was using ChatGPT and it ran me through a different scenarios for about an hour. Couldn't get it to work. And it's like, it came to a conclusion that, look, man, you're just going to have to reload your OS. That'll do it. So, I always advocate to my friends and colleagues is that for work, I use Outlook. I don't have the native program of Outlook on there. I don't have hardly any native programs on my computer, but I forgot why until yesterday. I remember the reason why I operate in web browser, web-based programs
Yeah.
is because if I ever have to wipe my system, it makes it infinitely easier to do that. So
Right.
it took me, if you take out the time of that you have to download it and you have to upload it and stuff, dude, I already had all my files backed up. Everything I do, you and I are both in the Apple ecosphere. So everything I have is in iCloud. All my work stuff is in OneDrive. So I have all of my save files on an external hard drive. And I forgot why I did that. I had it all set up. I didn't
Yeah.
understand the reason why I did it until yesterday. And I was pretty impressed with myself because that was all about proper planning. And
Oh man.
it was, it could have been a really big nightmare.
That you gotta love those stories where it actually went the right way versus I lost everything and
I didn't lose anything.
because that's
I lost
normally
some
the
time. I
that's
lost some
normally the
time, but
situation where it's like, yep, I computer crash and I didn't have my stuff backed up or saved or organized. So,
yeah.
congrats
But
for
the
you, man.
beauty of it though, Luke, is that my Mac Mini, it's running so much faster because one of the things I found out is that I was sharing all of my iCloud, all of my photos, all of everything within which I do on my laptop and
Yeah.
mostly on my phone, but I don't, not on my Mac, not on this. This is full on just work mode. It's not meant for saving anything. It's meant for just
Okay.
operating.
Gotcha.
So we'll see how it works out. I think eventually I'm going to have to upgrade to something, I am the epitome of just running things until they fail. Like shoes.
Yeah.
I will just run through shoes.
I mean, it's kind of hard with technology because you have, like you have everything. It's like, it's kind of like that good enough type of a thing, and it's more of an effort to do something until kind of like you have to.
Yeah.
Um, so I get that, but yeah, I'm a big fan of the. And I'll try to do every few years get a new phone, new computer. Not necessarily where like I don't mind spending the money on having brand new, fresh, fastest, most like I mean think how much you use like your phone for, and I not long ago got the newest model and I don't it was not cheap. It was like 1,500 to 2,000 or something, but for the amount of time that I spend on my phone every single day all day long,
Oh,
like
and what you use it for.
the price per hour, of use over, 3 years normally, it's like 10 cents an hour type of a deal. So it's like, oh yeah, it's the best bang for a buck I can get.
So I don't know about you, but I engage on Reddit, on the Reddit threads.
Hmm.
I've been reading a lot about stuff, and there's you know, on a sidebar conversation, and I think this came from Neil Patel. Everybody's focusing their ad spend and such into like Facebook and Instagram, highly expensive, but there are some platforms like Reddit
I
that
heard that.
that are discounts right now. So I'm really learning more about Reddit, and I'm part of the Apple group. I'm part of a rucking group, as you might imagine. I'm
Yeah.
part of an Apple group, but the Apple group says that, and I just saw this a couple days ago. It's funny we're talking about this. Is that next year or this year, 2025, they're coming out with the Apple 17, I think. Yeah, 17 is what they're on, and it's going to be a new refresh. So I'm still on a 12. Like I'm maxed out. I got the top of the line 12 back
Yeah.
5 versions ago. The reason why I haven't upgraded it is because it looks exactly the same as the new one,
Right.
and all it's done is change the guts. And I'm not going to notice that it's going a microsecond faster.
Right.
I have not found any limitations to my current setup to go and spend $1,200 on another phone. Not that I couldn't.
Yes.
I would just
No,
go. I'd rather go take a vacation.
I hear you there. Yeah. I was on the 13 before this, and it was just as I mean, I literally have not really noticed any difference whatsoever. So to your point, yes, absolutely. But I dropped my phone in the pool, so I didn't
Oh,
have a
that's
choice.
right. Circumstance actually required you to do it.
It was a forced upgrade of my own making versus a forced upgrade from Apple's software update, where they strategically slow your stuff down to
Okay.
force you to buy a new one. So
All right. So I had a bit of an agenda today that I wanted to talk to you about because you seem to be, between you and I, ahead of me in regards to implementing these various different technologies, specifically that to be artificial intelligence. So I want to tie into what we talked about last week. You were talking about how you were using AI to help code. So
Yeah.
I wanted to, you and I both always have a hard stop. So I wanted to get through as much as we can on that. One thing I want to say before that, though, is that Grok 3 just dropped, and I'm a premium user. It is wickedly fast.
nice.
It is very conversational, and I think it's a game changer. Have you played with it?
I have not tried the 3 yet, and it's one of those things. It's like on my to-do list or making sure I check out.
I go back and forth between ChatGPT. ChatGPT, because I've used it a lot, and they have those projects that you can label it, and
Right.
so you can organize different projects. Grok doesn't have that, but Grok is tied right into X. So there's a lot of real-time information that you can get. Plus, I'm going to start building out my platform on X. I think that that's growing on a worldwide scale.
Yeah.
It was before it was X, but I think that that's still going. And I think that there's less competition on X. I might be wrong. It might be, I don't think I am, but I think if you build the following there, I think there's a lot of room for that, but that's what it is. But let's kind of move into, you said something of coding. What is that AI tool that you're using for coding?
So there's a few of them that I tried out. The one that there's two that I'm using more than anything right now. And, one of them, it's very, very user friendly, lovable.dev.
I'm going to pull this up and we're going to look at that at the same time.
So lovable.dev, I mean, you could jump in and create a free trial while we're here. It's wickedly.
Lovable.dev?
Yes. So it's got your same beautiful user interface. I mean, literally type something in there. I want to make an application. You could do it right here where we're here.
I want to make an application.
So
what?
Talk through your the use case that you had from before.
Oh, the role playing group.
The role playing.
Where I can have somebody sign up for a training session, a group training session, and if, say, 20 people sign up, then it will who provide the dates and times and topics they want to train on. It will automatically partner each person up one-to-one. That accurate enough?
Looks good to me.
Okay. Oh, sign up for free. Oh. Here, let's go off to this screen so no one sees my credentials.
Yeah.
When I sign up. That would be a nice way to get hacked.
So, lovable.dev is one, and you'll see when we jump in here how user-friendly it is. It's got the nice, like, easy talking interface.
Yeah,
so
right
it's
here
literally in the process of creating an application for you, like in real time, just plain language.
I'll help you create a beautiful and intuitive training partner machine application. Let's draw inspiration from modern scheduling platforms while maintaining a minimalist, user-friendly design. Clean sign-up form, display of available time slots, automatic one-on-one matching. Are you making this? Is this working along the lines with high level?
Mm-hmm.
So could you have a high level form?
I'm embedding. Well, you can create your own forms. I mean, this can be completely standalone. You can wire it up to talk to whatever, APIs or stuff that you want, webhooks. You can you make a complete full stack application. But I'm doing, just making custom things to add into my high level. So this is
writing it in HTML. I think. I mean, that looks like HTML to me.
You can pick, you can select.
Python and
there's some of them. I've tried a couple other ones too, and you can kind of select the different coding languages that you want. This one, it seems to just kind of like choose for you, which obviously, if you're not a coder, that's kind of a.
Oh, okay, it's doing something. Let's see what. Holy cow. Are you kidding me? That is awesome. Now it says that there's an error, but I'm definitely going to go back and kind of play around with this. And
But
I've read in the
literally
news that
in
engineers are
how
getting
many
laid
minutes
off.
was that? And you have like a very close to like a usable software.
Well, and if I would imagine that if I would give more instructions. I would actually provide an image of what I'd want the landing page to look at, and then be very, very specific on each
Yeah.
step. So I think that's pretty freaking amazing.
Yeah,
Okay,
so
so
you can
lovable.dev.
do so lovable.dev. Cursor is kind of like the next, I would say, like the next level up from Lovable. So this is Lovable is very, very user friendly in my opinion. Cursor is like another, it's very similar, just but it's probably a more of a coder friendly, or like once you kind of get the basis of this, you maybe want to flush out something a little bit more fine tuned. Cursor,
Cursor.net. Is that what you said?
yeah, Cursor. It might be .com. I'm not sure off the top of my head, but Cursor.
Definitely not cursor.net. cursor.com. Okay. So that's it. Let me shut my door. Hold on.
Yeah. Now this one
Okay.
actually, these ones are on your, you download. It's a, but it's
free pro 2-week trial, 2,000 completions, 50 slow premium, $20 a month. A lot cheaper than buying a coder. That's for sure.
Yeah, so I think Cursor right now is at 200 million annual recurring revenue.
So engineers,
and it has about,
this is what's causing the layoffs of computer engineers and coders, because it takes one person, engineer, to do the job of probably 20.
And it's about not only that. So you have the coders who now have hyper, just next level, versus, I mean, they could just pump stuff out, and if they troubleshoot something, they're doing the work of like 15 people in the blink of an eye. And not only that, then they're taking AI agents to do more of like the manual stuff.
Okay, let me make sure I just understood what you just said.
Yeah.
You're having the engineer doing the coding, and then instead of using humans, they're using these AI agents to offsource the little specific tasks. So if we look at what a traditional organization is, you have the top engineer, and he takes jobs. He does the major coding, but then he takes this piece of it and gives it to that engineer. This piece of it gives that engineer. And each of them work on it independently, and then they hand it back in and they put it together, right? So everything that would happen typically in, say, a month is happening in a day.
Well, you can have like a single engineer building out everything, and then like all of the stuff like in a day-to-day business that, like, think about like accounting and all that stuff, like they're doing, they can program an AI agent to do all of that stuff. So you're seeing these like companies like Cursor. I mean, I want to say they have probably 30 employees or something and 200 million in ARR.
Wow. I bet you those 20 employees actually get paid very well.
Oh yeah.
That kind of revenue.
So I mean, and here's the thing. It's like, this is just the beginning of this too, because you're going to have this like talent, these companies that are just massive, be able to get started with such few people. It's insane.
That's so cool.
Like it's mind blowing. It blows me away. I'm like, all right, well, I'm gonna take some time and invest in,
that makes sense.
in some of this stuff, because So yeah,
So
it's
how
remarkable.
are agents, and you only have, let's try to wrap this up in the next 3 minutes so we
Yeah.
have time for breather to our next one. Usually what we do is go right to the end and then just go right into our next thing. And this will be a good kind of lead in to next week. By the way, I'm going to be
Yeah.
in Florida all next week. Should be
Nice.
okay, but I'll text you beforehand to make sure that we're good. Um, how are how are the agents? How are mortgage professionals and real estate agents? What are you seeing that they can use? Yes, they can ghostwrite things. I mean, you and I have already been there and
Yeah.
done that, still using that. What are the kind of some of the more advanced things that you're seeing them do that's driving leads and helping them convert into business?
Yeah, so our my primary use case right now for mortgage and real estate, and this is by far, hands down, no questions asked, like the absolute best pound for pound use of AI, and it's getting more people to talk to on a predictable and consistent basis. And the way that we're doing that is that we are, so any property that is listed on the MLS can have an AI agent take that property and then go get it promoted across all organic traffic sources. Primarily, we're tapping into Facebook, Facebook groups, Facebook Marketplace. We're going into Craigslist, but getting these properties distributed throughout the internet. And for, take for example, like Zillow's absolutely cracked the code on lead generation and consumer behavior. Every single person, with the exception of the random engineer, goes online to look at properties. Everybody starts their home buying journey off that way. So rather than recreating the wheel, just taking something that's proven that works already and then having an AI agent, take that proven model and tap into free attention across the internet. So rather than people going directly to Zillow, plugging in their information to say contact an agent or see this property, they're able to reach out directly to the agents and or loan officers now. So taking a
Wow.
proven model and cutting out the middleman and bringing the power back into their own hands.
And a lot of the things are, and I definitely want to dive more into that. I'm going to send you what you just said because what you just said is amazing. And I wrote that down so we can tie into that next week when we can really dive into that. But that's amazing what you're doing. So as you can see, I put our Instagram handles at the bottom. That's kind of a new thing. I'm going to tweak on this a little bit more, make it a little bit more interactive and such. But good session. Good session. I'll get
Let's
that
get it, man.
uploaded today, and I will see you next week, my friend.
Awesome. Have a good one.
All right, bye.
Rock and roll.